Welcome friends, we're back for part 2 of my makeup collection. In this video I'm just going to show the remainder of my makeup. But first we need a little sip of tea from Tim Hortons. If you're Canadian, I don't know, do any places in the US have Tim Hortons at all? Or wherever you are in the world? I feel like there is a place or two that does have a Tim Hortons that is not here in Canada. I'm actually recording this video. I did it earlier. It was such a mess. But that's because of me and my brain. I am going to put some lip gloss on. The In Beauty Glaze in Candy Apple. This makeup look will be in a Get Ready With Me that should be posted shortly. Like after I record this video, I'm going to edit. No, editing's already done. I need to just post it and then do up the description. So this makeup look is in there. So far, not bad. At least in this lighting, it still looks good. But I do have, like, my nose, if I had anything like in this area, it is wiped off. But, you know, it is what it is, right? So today we're going to get into the remainder of the makeup, which means, well, we're going to start with blushes. And that will be, I'll move you guys over a little smidge. I have to record it this way because I don't have any fancy recording equipment or anything. So we're just going to go into blushes, powdered blushes and bronzers off the bat. So first things first, I have two Cover FX blushes. They're the monochromatic blush duos. One side's a matte, the other side's a shimmer. This is one of my favorite blushes. Yes, I would recommend this. This is Mojave Mauve. Favorite. And this one is in Spiced Cinnamon. Oh my gosh. This is what I'm talking about. Every video, I'm dropping stuff. It's like, I like to have like just a nice smooth transition, but it's not going to happen with me. Spiced Cinnamon. I would recommend this one too, but between the two, the Mojave Mauve is my favorite. Looks like they're not even touched. These are taking me forever because it doesn't take a lot of product. Okay. We have the Benefit Hoola Secret Oasis Bronze and Blush Duo. And in all honesty, I can't tell you a shade name. This is the first Hoola face product I've ever bought and used. And comments on it, I don't have a comment. I've used it a couple of times, like maybe 3 times. I don't remember what I think about it. I mean, it's got to be Secret Oasis, right? Because there's no other names on here. So that's that. We have a Tarte palette. This is the Precious Gems Amazonian Clay Cheek Palette. I don't really have any comments on this either. So this is a bronzer. I have not used a bronzer. I have used 1, 2, 3 of the blushes. So I've used these 2 blushes. And this blush. Again, I don't have any comments on the quality of whether or not I like it. It's not something that is in the, you know, in my mind like, hey, pull that out. My Mini Dream Glow Blush from Natasha Denona. I've only used this. Some of the stuff's like newer. Also, I tried to like not baby products. So I tried to like bounce around. 2 blushes, a highlighter. From what I've used of it so far, I do like it. We have 2 of the ColourPop Beauty and the Beast blushes. We have Chip. This one I have not used yet. I've only swatched it. So I cannot give a comment on that one. And then we have Miss Potts. This one I have used twice now. And I did like it. I wouldn't be like, oh, go buy it. But it was nice. And if I don't like something, I'll make it clear to you. Especially if I have recollection of it. This is a long-time favorite blush from Lorac. Nobody talks about Lorac. And actually, you know something? Lorac has a few eyeshadow palettes I would love to get my hands on. It's just, I need to be able to see them in person before making the purchases. But this is a buildable blush. It's a matte shade and it's in Spectra. And this is probably one of my oldest blushes that I have. It's taken me forever because, again, I tried to use different blushes and I almost guaranteed I do have other shades like this, but for whatever reason I really like this one. It's like a peachy pink and easy to use. So I would recommend this blush if you're into matte blushes. I do like glowy blushes, but I don't know if it's I just really like this one. It's a long time favorite. Then we have a baked Milani blush in 05 Luminoso. This is a very pretty blush. I wouldn't mind getting another color or two. I put way too much there. And it's this one up here. You can use it alone, but I like using it over other blushes, like cream blushes. So I do like this one. And actually, I think, well, you know what? I do need to use these Rare Beauty ones more. So I have the powder blushes. I have the one in Cheer. And the one in Hope. One's more pinky, one's more peachy. These are nice. I prefer to use these as blush toppers or as a highlighter. Also as eyeshadows. I wouldn't say you need all of these. I would go in store and swatch them. I wouldn't buy these off of how they look online. And I think you only need one. Then we have the Makeup Revolution Blusher Reloaded in the shade Pink Lady. I've used this a few times. I do like this. I feel like, I don't have any pink blushes, but yeah, Tammy, you do. Putting this one beside that Lorac one, this one looks more punchy than the Lorac one, but I still, that Lorac one, something about it, when I wear it, I'm just like, yeah. But I do like this Makeup Revolution one. All right. Then we have a Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in the shade Pink Flush. Pink Flush. Sometimes I can't open these and I'm just like, why? Looks like this. Baked blushes are nice because some of them do have, they either have shimmer in them or they're glowy. And I know, like, it's looking very light. But again, once you like swatch these, there's that one right here. It's a nice topper, or you can build it up on your cheek. I have another one somewhere, but I use this one more. This is, again, this is not something where you have to have all of them, but they do have several, and I know a lot of people who like these Essence, like, baked blushes a lot, that they went out and bought them all. I don't think you need to buy them all, though. Then we have this CoverGirl True Blend So Flush in the shade Love Me. Again, it looks so light. Feels very nice. See how, like, soft and light that looks? Blend it into my hand a little bit. It's right here. And I wouldn't say it's matte. It doesn't say it's matte, does it? High Pigment Blush. Yeah, it doesn't say matte or shimmer. I would probably use this and maybe use one of the Rare Beauty blushes just slightly over it. I am considering buying another shade of this because I do like that formula so far. Excuse me while I grab a wipe. All right. I'm not swatching everything, but some things I might swatch. Hi, hello. Can I help you? She's like, I must enter your space. Well, guess what? Father is home. Hopefully he will keep you from attacking me or distracting me. Another favorite blush of mine. This is probably my #1 favorite blush. It's Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Diffused Heat. Yes, this is my #1, followed by Lorac. I don't know. I just really, really like this one. I should probably swatch it on the other hand. It's like I mixed the two. Again, it looks super light. And it's not even showing up. I got more of the highlighter part. One sec. This is a flop. You got to use a brush. When you take your brush in here and you really swirl it in, you get the color. I'm getting mostly the highlight part of it. I'll have to use it in a video and show you guys. It's not a flop. It does show up, okay? But it's my favorite. I'm really, really hoping that Canada soon gets the new Hourglass palettes so I can get one. Every time they come up with these new holiday palettes, I miss out on it because I wait too late to buy it. This time, once it's here, I'm gonna order one or go pick it up. L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Blush. And this is in the shade... Oh my. I know it's Coral. That's upside down. Oh my gosh. Fearless Coral. This is a very nice blush. Feels super smooth. Like, very smooth. I would recommend, if you want a drugstore blush, go pick up one of these ones. Very pretty. This would also pair well with one of the Rare Beauty blushes that I showed you that you could use as a topper. It's not... Yeah, it looks... I think it's like a satin matte. And it's very pretty. Yeah, I would definitely buy another one of those. This is a 3-in-1. It's Kaja. It's one of like those little bento things. This is in the shade 2, Cloud Latte. The other one that I've been wanting to get for what feels like over a year is always sold out. So we have a blush, the highlighter, which are both powders, and then there's a cream, contour, or bronzer in here. If you want something that's like all in one for your face, at least like blush, bronzer, and highlighter, I would consider this. I feel like I have a hair stuck to my nose, but yeah, there's that. Then we have 2 of these Maybelline Fit Me blushes. One, I like how thin and compact these are. I have the shade Rose. And then we have the shade Plum. Yes. And I do like these Maybelline Fit Me blushes. I don't know how many shades they have. I hope they have some more. I would definitely pick up some more of these. Maybe like 2 more, like one brighter color and then one darker, like a berry or something. Then we have a Makeup by Mario Desert Soft Pop Powder Blush in Desert Rose. This is up there with one of my favorites. It's very basic blush. But it gives me what I need and want. It's right there. It does have like, it isn't matte. It's what I would call a satin matte because there's like a bit of a sheen to it. I do have 1 or 2 more colors in a wish list for down the road. I'm just trying to see for blushes before I go on to the next thing. Well, we do have this Physicians Formula All-Star Face Palette. So this one has blush, bronzer, and highlight. In this palette, I don't use all the products. I do use the blush. I do use this highlight and this bronzer. I have not used this bronzer or this highlight. I've used this once or twice, but it's a nice palette. I feel like this breaks me out. So it's been a bit since I've used it. So I need to like use it again and see what happens. But it's a nice palette. I'm just trying to make sure I get all the blushes before I move on to the next thing. All right, so another duo is Iconic London, the Silk Glow Duo. This one's in Rose Glow. I used this morning. And when I swatched this in the store, I didn't see any gold glitter in this blush. There's gold glitter. They're kind of gone. It's kind of gone away now because I put on another highlighter this morning. I wouldn't say glitter, gold sparkle, like very micro sparkles, but I could tell it was gold. So blush, highlighter. I do have a few things I have to take out of here that I might have to show you guys when I get to the cream product section. Including that. I need to make sure I show you guys that. All right, let's just go on to, there are more blushes. Oh my gosh. So we have these three, all Tarte. They came in a set. So we have Everyday Essentials, bronzer, blush, highlighter. This is the lightest one. Thought I heard something fall over. Then we have this one in Sunkissed Showstoppers. Again, you got a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. These are also nice to take for traveling or whatever. Not that I travel. Then we have Romantic Roses, which is the one I've used the most so far. And it's the darkest one. And we all know how pasty white I am. And I use this one. Bronzer, blush, highlight. All three work for me though. And I do like them. The Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. There is bronzers in here and blushes. And because we are going to do eyeshadows here too. There's eyeshadows in here. I would not recommend this palette. Unless you're fine with there being no matte shadows and you having to use either these for matte shadows or bringing in another palette. Also, there's no highlighter, but you could use this for a highlighter. And if you're okay with, you know, how ugly this is, because I do think it's ugly. If I had my time back, I would not have bought this. And then another one that has blush in it is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. This is the light one. Highlighter, blush, eyeshadows. This one I would recommend. This is a nice one. I like it. So those are that. Then for more blushes, we have a ColourPop pressed powdered blush in New to You. We have this one called Staycation. We have the bronzer in Avila. And then we did highlighters yesterday, but just in case, Cold One. And again, there are eyeshadows in this because I'm going to show you eyeshadows next. But these are all Natasha Denona eyeshadows that I plopped out of back when I was getting Ipsy, and not Ipsy, I never got Ipsy before, BoxyCharm. I had gotten 2 6-pan palettes of Natasha Denona, and I plopped these shades out of those palettes. The rest are either in the trash or they're in another Z palette. Yes, I know people don't like when you do that. Let me just, I do have everything. Okay, that's good. So next we're going, I'm just making sure I'm not missing any powdered blushes or bronzers to show you folks. And I don't think I am. So let's continue. bronzers. This one's cream and powder. It's the Give Beauty, or just Give Heating Up cream contour and powder bronzer. This was, you know, I love the smell of this. I would like this smell in a perfume. You know, wink, wink, hint, hint. I would wear it. This was making its way. Okay, it's a favorite, but I can see it becoming not a favorite, because this has hard pan on it. The part that's all light is hard pan. The only part that's not hard pan is the dark part over here. Mind you, it still swatches, like I can still use it, but why is it hitting hard pan already? And then the cream's fine. If you have this, smell it and tell me, like, would that not make a nice perfume? Or even like some kind of spray. Like I could literally, probably should stop doing that. That's that. I ain't apologizing for that. Alright, we have the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer in 200 Fair. I really like this bronzer a lot. We also have the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 100. I also like this one a lot. This one's more warm toned. Let me see, I have to see them side by side. They're both warm, but I feel like this one pulls a little bit more cool. I like both. I would recommend either one of these bronzers. No doubt about it. We have this Pat McGrath Divine Bronzer in the shade Naked Desire. I kept the box because it's pretty. I will not tell you to go out and buy this. I've only used this one twice so far, I believe. It's very light. Yes, I wanted it because it's very light. Some of my bronzers are very light. It kind of makes me think of the Give Beauty one, but this one's even lighter. And I like it because it's buildable. But yeah. No smell. No bueno. I should just get rid of the box, but it's pink and gold. And it's pretty. And then the last, I think this is the last powdered bronzer. Makeup Revolution Mega Bronzer in the shade 1 Cool. I've used this about, I don't know, 2 or 3 times so far. I like it. I would also recommend trying this one out. It's right there. It's nice. My hand's still wet, so it's not, you know, shearing out. This one, though, I think I have to go light-handed with this one, but I do like it. If I were to say what ones would I recommend to go get, though, I would still say the Maybelline City Bronzer, to be specific, and then the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear, the one that has the gold right here. All right. We're moving up and moving on. Let's see. I just need to fix this right quick, because if I leave these how this is, it'll bug me. Alright, next we're going to go on to cream blushes and bronzers. So, make sure I gather everything together. So we'll start with cream blush. First things first, I've only used this today. The NYX or NYX Sweet Cheeks Soft Cream Tint Blush Mousse. I do have this on, and I have another blush over it. It's nice. It did the trick. Again, I only used it today, so I can't say go buy one. I will say, though, I don't hear anybody talking about these. We then have the Essence Baby Got Blush. And this is in the shade Tickle Me Pink. Well, you know what? Makes me think of childhood. Is a Bubblicious Watermelon Bubblegum. Yum is all I could say. It's right there. Light pink. I have used this a few times. I haven't bought any more because the other colors they have don't intrigue me. But if you like the smell of a Bubblicious Watermelon and you like cream cheek products and you're like, hey, I wouldn't mind trying out that Baby Got Blush from Essence, I would pick this shade up in Tickle Me Pink. I believe I've only seen like 2 other shades, but they weren't anything where I was like, oh, I want to try those. We have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Blush in the shade Rose You Slay. This might go because my lid keeps getting stuck and it's still leaking. I'm not having this issue with the other one and then trying to get the lid back on. So I think this one might go. I think there's something wrong with my cover. From me using this, I have used this a good amount of times. I'm not like, it didn't blow me away. I wasn't like, I don't have any recollection of being like, whoa, I should go get more colors. But the Contour Beauty Wand, I already know I will pick up another one once the one I have is gone. I do like that one. One of my favorite cream blushes, which I kind of have been babying because I don't, once it's gone, it's gone. It's the Fenty Cheeks Out in the shade Cool Berry. And mine kind of looks gross. It's a cream blush. And it's this weird purple color. Like it's purple, but it's magical. I don't know. I don't have anything like this at all. And I really like this one. Sometimes I feel like it has like a metallicness to it. It definitely has like a nice glow sheen. And I can't tell if it's like, not duochrome, but like you can obviously see like purple, pink, but like is there like a gold shift? I can't tell. This needs to go into a basket for me to use. I need to use that one up before it goes bad. But it's a beautiful color if you like purple. Now I'm like, I wonder if she has that one in a powder form. Because powder lasts longer than cream. Then we have 2 LYS Cream Stick blushes. We have one in Bubbly. And then we have one in Curvy. So one's more pink, one's more peachy. Nice blushes, nice blushes. I bought these during the Sephora VIB sale. So far, I like them. I'm not going to say go buy one. If you were to buy any, I would just buy one. Go in store though. Don't go buy the swatches online. Go in store, okay? All right. I cannot tell you the shades of these because I have the worst eyesight as possible and the wording is so small. But I have 2 of these e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blushes. This is my latest one and I picked it up because it's like this orange color. I didn't want to buy like a pricey blush this color in the event that I wouldn't get too much use out of it. But I want to dip my toe in this color blush. It's very pretty. Isle del Sol, I think is what it's called. And then this one, you can't read it at all. I feel like it says mauve though, but I could be wrong. It doesn't look very mauvey. It's definitely like a nude color. I will not be buying any more of these e.l.f. putty blushes, luminous putty blushes. I find them dry. I've used them with brush. I've used them with a sponge. I'm not going to use my cheek to do it because I feel like if I have anything underneath, it would lift. But I have these two, and I have zero intentions of buying any more of these. Now, if Canada would, I don't know, hurry up and get the primer infused e.l.f. blushes and bronzers, those I would try. All right, we're almost done with cream blushes. I also have two of these ones. The e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blushes, High Pigment. We have the shade Very Well. And then the shade... Something Mauve. I can't read it. They should put it on the side like they done with this, so then you know what it says. I've used this one, I think, once. A little goes a long way. And I did say I wasn't going to buy any more shades. I have a mauve shade and a shade that's a bit more brighter. Good enough for me. These feel glossy. And I feel like these ones, you could probably build it up. But I zero intentions of buying any more. These are going to last forever. Oh, there's another bronzer. There's two more bronzers, sorry. So we have the Pixie On The Glow Bronze Stick. Oh my gosh. Tinted Moisture Stick in the shade Soft Glow. I will never again buy another one of these. I just don't like it. I feel like for me, it makes me look metallic. It's right here. So I'm going to keep it because I can use it for Halloween to be the Tin Man or something. I'll use it though. I'm not going to just toss it. I might even see if Grace wants to play around with it, or we'll figure it out. The other bronzer that I have is the Makeup by Mario Soft Scalp Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. This I do like, and I would recommend. I believe I have the lightest shade, and I like it because I can build it up instead of just right off the bat. And this is fantastic for no makeup look if you just want just a little something on you to sculpt your face. Oh, looks like we still got more stuff. We have the Fenty Match Stick in the shade Amber. I have this much left. Again, the goal is to have this gone by the end of the year. I won't buy this one again because I would like to get the shade Amber in the compact instead of the stick. But I do like the shade Amber. We also have the Rare Beauty Cream Bronze Stick in Happy Soul. I do like this. I wouldn't buy this shade again. She has another shade that is more cool toned that I think I would get. Good product though. And then the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour in Fair Light. I would definitely buy that again. We also have the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush in the shade Encourage. Man, I'm scared I'm going to break this lid. I have zero intentions of buying any more of this either. There's a lot of product in here. It's liquid. We all know liquids and creams can go bad faster, but it's very pretty. Actually, you know what? This feels just like those e.l.f. ones. It's got like this glossy feeling. But, yeah. Beautiful color. No intentions at the moment to pick up any more, because now I have 3 liquid blushes that I need to use. More is not always better. We have this Pat McGrath Divine Blush Legendary Glow Color Bomb in the shade Divine Rose. Cheap packaging. It's like this really cheap plastic. Like it kind of feels like the Essence, but it's cute. And that looks like that. This is a newer to me product. Do I like it? Sure. Can't really give much comment on it. Then we have Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil Cream Blush in Barely Blushing. I do like this formula a lot. I do like this color. It really is a barely blushing. I have another blush that this reminds me of. It's very nude. It's right there. And that feels really nice. I do have 2 more colors of this formula on my wish list for the future, as I do like that formula. I like how easy it is to work with. And again, like it's buildable. The last 3 cream blushes. There are more blushes, but they're up with my mini eyeshadows. LYS blushes. These came as a trio from Sephora. The one I use the most is in the shade Self Love Shimmer. Right here. It's right there. That's my most used one between these 3. Then we have Humble. I've also used this one. Right there. I'm tempted to use these on my lips too. And then this one I've only swatched. It's in Unique. I kind of want to do like a nice berrylicious look with this one. Because it's like a nice berry color. And that one's right there. Very nice. I think you could... There would be no harm using these as lip colors, I don't think. So those are that. I guess I need another wipe. Because next we're going to go into the... Oh, I broke this. Darn it. That's okay. I'll get a Ziploc bag. Yeah, that needs to go. So that's it for the blushes, bronzers. I already showed you guys highlighters yesterday. There are some mini... not mini, single blushes here. So it's like I gotta move some of this stuff off. I believe they're all ColourPop for the remainder of the blushes. So we have ColourPop. They're all called Super Shock blushes. So I'll just say the names instead of every time saying ColourPop Super Shock blush, okay? But I'll let you know if it's matte or something else. So this is a matte and it's G2G. This is also a matte and it's in the shade Cruel Intentions. Also a matte in the shade Between the Sheets. This is a satin, and this is in Prenup. This is also a matte, and this is called Growth Flirt. Also a matte, and this is called Digital Baddie. Then we have a satin, and this one's called a Birthday Suit. So that's it for the ColourPop blushes. There is one highlighter, which I might have mentioned yesterday, Flexitarian. I don't have a lot of highlighters. Just a few. So I'm just going to put these back in here. Now we're going to go on to the small, single eyeshadows, small palettes. So I'll start off with this MAC single in the shade Omega. And this came as a freebie. It's a Natasha Denona single shadow. It's from the palette I Need a Nude in the shade Muse. And I was saying earlier when I first did this video that these two shades would go good together. If you want to, if you're the person that throws makeup in your bag or purse. All right. So these are all Super Shock shadows. I'll tell you the name. Most of these are Ultra Glitter. So Ultra Glitter, if it's something that's not Ultra Glitter, I'll let you know. This is Sweet Tea. Mostly just to cut down on how long it takes me to do this. This one is in Wannabe. Rooftop. Nope. Yeah, Rooftop Cocktails. Low 70s. They switched where they put the name on the back of this one. So this one's called Low 70s. Look how blinding that is. Tea Party. And swatched, a lot of these do look similar. I have swatched them before when I got them. La Mesa. This one would look good, I think, with the new ColourPop Beauty and the Beast palette. Have you guys seen the new ColourPop Pokemon collection? My daughter, I showed the whole thing to her. She's like, yes, get that, and that's it. She also wants it as well. But I said if we were to get it, we have to share it. This is in the shade Uh-Oh. This one's going to hit pan soon. Oh no, 2014 is the name of this one. Let's see if I can. Then we have Mountain Lion. Making sure it says the same thing. And then we have Haze. And this one, it has hit the bottom. A little tidbit. I didn't realize there wasn't that much product in here. So why is ColourPop giving us such big chunky containers for an item that has so little product in it? You could literally cut this packaging down in half. So ColourPop, you probably never will watch my videos, but maybe consider making these smaller, considering we're not getting a lot of product in here. Like, you could literally make them half the size. That's just a little tidbit. Some people probably don't even care, but yeah, I didn't know there was not that much product in there. All right. We do have a single Odin's eyeshadow in Maja, M-A-J-A. It's pretty. So I'll show you guys these first. The e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick in the shade Champagne Crystal. Right there. I won't be buying any more of these. This one fell out completely out earlier, but I put it back in. Magnetic Pull when I originally recorded this. But I messed the video up, so I deleted it. That's Magnetic Pull. Yeah, I won't be buying any more of these. We have a CoverGirl exhibitionist, Kelsey Ballerini, I think her name is, and this is in the shade 1. There's like 4 shades of this. I just have one. I think they were limited edition. So if you're able to find them, it's fine. And yeah, once that dries, it stays pretty good. From my recollection. All right, we have this. Oh, I got that from back there. Revlon Color Stay Day to Night in the shade 505 Decadent. This is nothing special, but I do like it. They're like satin mattes, I guess you would say. I do like that. Some stuff I took out of my, if you watch my video, what's in my basket, I said I wasn't getting rid of none of that stuff because I'm going to be using it. Some of it is back in my collection because I have more storage space now. So the Revlon Color Stay Day to Night. This one's in the shade, Stylish. I want to use this one very soon. So this one is the same formula as this one, but this one has a shimmer. Or would you call that a shimmer or like a metallic? I want to use this one. This makes me think of Charlotte Tilbury. These went back into my collection as well. This CoverGirl Shimmering Beige. I did say I took this out because, one, a space issue. This would be a good one to throw in your purse. You've got one matte and then these other 3 shades. They're not glitter. They're kind of like this. I mean, it's a pretty palette. It's basic. But if you like basic, that's a good one. But there's like 4 or 5 other ones as well. There's another one that I would like to pick up. And I don't know, it's good quality. There's nothing wrong with the quality. Then we have these 2 Wet n Wild color icons. One is in Go Commando. The color story is why I put, space issue, but also the color story. I feel like this color story does not look good on me, but when I see it, I'm like, yes, like, use it. So Wet n Wild's eyeshadows are also good. And then we have the one Camo Flaunt. I just don't like this glitter. It's one of those chunky glitters, but the rest of the shades are excellent. This is the only Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette that I have that I actually do like. The other ones I like, it's just, I don't know. You have to go back and watch the video of what's in my basket. So this is the Bijou Brilliance eyeshadow palette in Bronze Ecstasy. Fantastic quality. I do have to pull another palette though to use with this one because the 2 mattes in here are too dark to like just for me to start off my look with. But these feel like butter. Her quality is great. I just, the other 2 palettes or 3 palettes I have just, I should have put more thought before buying those. This, someone's got their music cranked. This is the e.l.f. Perfect 10 eyeshadow palette in Nude Rose Gold. I really, really enjoy this. In fact, if I were to recommend a drugstore eyeshadow palette, now mind you, I haven't tried a lot of drugstore in the past like 5 years. I would recommend this one. I really like it. The looks I've done with this one so far, on and off camera, I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, I really like that. Like, they did good with this one. Now, I don't know if all of the ones from this collection are the same quality. I hope they are. And then, you know, you'd be lucky. That's a good one. Ooh, let's see if I can squeeze my fat fingers in here. All right, this is the only Charlotte Tilbury palette I have. Not because I don't like the quality. Hang on now. Is this the one? Okay, this is the Easy Eye palette for the Charlotte Darling look. I like this color story. You know what? Now that I think about it, I like the color story. I like the looks. This doesn't last on me though. So that's why this is the only one palette of hers that I have. I've seen other color stories for like her 4-pan ones. And whenever I see them, I'm like, remember Tammy, you like the palette you have from her right now, but it doesn't last on you. So, yeah. I wouldn't say go get a Charlotte Tilbury palette. Someone's listening to Dolly Parton. It's very pretty to look at, but, and this is just me. You might have all of her palettes and be like, fantastic quality. It didn't last on me, and I've used that palette more than 10 times. And at the end of every time, I like the look, but by the end of the night, nothing left. We have a ABH Glam to Go palette. I really like this one. It's like neutral with pop of color, but it's like a, what would you call these? They're not bright colors. Why do I feel like I have cat hair or something? If that one's still available and you like ABH and you don't want to buy one of the bigger ones, I would buy that one. 100%. All right, now we're going to get into the mini Natasha Denona palettes before we move on to the bigger palettes. So hopefully, well, I don't know what I was going to say. So we have the Natasha Denona, well, we have the mini nude palette. We have the mini Starlet. I really like this one. We have the mini My Dream palettes. I like them all. I also really like this one. I do like this one, but it's not a favorite. We have the bronzed, mini bronze. I did say in a video way back, I could have done without the bigger one, which I'll show you guys. And just, this would have been enough. We have the Biba, mini Biba palette. I mean, a lot of them look very similar, but the shades are all completely different. I don't know how they did it. This is my least favorite one. It's the mini Glam. I feel like this one does that. This does the same thing to me when I look at it. It's like, it's the tones of these that are, I feel like they don't go well with my skin tone because I'm so, like, I'm all bronzed up and stuff, but I'm so, like, pasty white. I feel like these tones don't really suit me. I still like it, but it's my least favorite based on, like, the tones that are in here. It's still very pretty, though. But this one's broke, but I still use it. The mini Retro. My package broke. I'm contemplating duct taping it. This is a very nice one. Gotta be careful with that one because the other side of the lid's gonna break off. And then we have the mini Zendo. And this is also a very nice one. I like combining these two together. I do wish that these ones had the holes in them so I could pop the shades out, because I would pop the shades out of this one because, like I said, I'm gonna have to like duct tape it because, yeah, look, like this side is just about to be broken off as well. So, you know what? Duct tape will fix it, though. If I had to give a recommendation out of those ones, Ooh, my. Shit. I mean, how would somebody even say which one? Because these two look similar, but they're all the colors are different. So like these two, to me, when I look at them, they're similar, but they're not at the same time. I don't know. Could I recommend just one? If I could only have one of these minis, oh my gosh. How would I even decide? Okay, so you know what? What I would do? I don't think I could. Well, I know I'm making a face. Okay, first I could knock this one out. Because there's only one shimmer, I'd want two. But this is a really nice one. It would take me down to, if I could only recommend one, it'd probably be one of these two. The My Mini Dream Palette or the Mini Starlit. Ooh, what one would you recommend more, Tammy? Because 2 shimmers, 3 mattes, you can use that as an eyeliner. Okay, I think I would go with the My Mini Dream Palette if I had to only recommend one of these minis. Don't ask me for any recommendations because I don't think I could do it, man. I don't think I could do it. I know, being dramatic, but geez Louise. If you don't know this, Natasha Denona has my favorite formula for eyeshadow palettes. I think I have said that. Alright, guys. We're moving on and moving up. Hopefully this doesn't take more than like another half hour. Alright. What palettes do we start with first? I guess I'll start with the ones that are... Where did this come from? Oh, this morning. So, Kylie Cosmetics. This is the bronze palette. This is what I have on my eyes today. That's crazy. You guys might not be able to tell, but aside from the darkness, I just spit. Aside from the darkness fading out here, because I did have it darker out there this morning, it's the same, except for right here in this inner corner. I had a ramen bowl for like, I didn't eat breakfast, so I wait till dinner time to eat. I made a spicy, like she's spicy, man, ramen bowl. My nose, I must have blew my nose like 20 times while eating that, but it was so delicious. My lips were on fire, but my nose was running. My eyes, I could not. I was like in here dabbing. Did I dab the outside? Possibly. The eyeshadow still looks good, but yeah, the darkness from out here, there's still shadow there, but it's worn down. But the shimmer that I use is still there. It's not a pow in your face shimmer either. But I can see I did wipe some off right here on both eyes. The blush that I put on is a little wiped off. But like the highlighter, face is still... You know, I would go out like this even though my nose is super red. And I am getting a darn pimple right on the tip. Anyways, eyeshadow palette. Alright, we have the Jaclyn Hill Luxe Legacy palette. I found this one at Winners. And yeah, I like it. It is dark though, so I don't use this one a whole lot. But I do use it. This does have some colors that I don't think suit my skin tone, but I still use it. I don't think the quality's bad at all. Some of these, again, I'll say this one last time. The what's in my basket stuff, that stuff I'm not getting rid of. Again, I ran out of space because I only had one shelf for stuff. So a lot of stuff was in the basket that I used the least. But if you go watch what's in my basket and you want to know why certain palettes did go into the basket, I did it based on what I used the most and stuff and things that I like but not a lot. So we have Not a Box of Chocolates from ColourPop. I do talk about why this palette I could do without. I shouldn't have bought that one. The Glamlight Chucky palette. I like this one. I shouldn't have bought it though. It's too dark for me. Too dark, too grungy. But we're going to keep it to play with it. I also have a soon-to-be 14-year-old daughter who told me earlier today she wants to start cosplaying and she needs some wigs. And I was like, I have 5 wigs in my closet. She's like, I need different kinds though. Lawless, the one. This was probably the most disappointing palette I've purchased based on the hype that was around it. Is it a nice palette? Yes, but it's not giving me what I thought it was going to give me. Nomad Hudson Valley palette. I should not have bought this because I haven't used it yet. If you watched that video, what's in my basket? I mean, look at it. She's beautiful. She's going to get used though. The Morphe Truth or Bear palette. This is the hardcover one. I do like this one. Very neutral, very basic. Some people don't like Morphe. I don't mind Morphe. You know, it does what I need it to do. The Nomad Ghost Town USA. I will say for Nomad, the packaging is what gets me. Like my sister Leah, there's a new Nomad palette came out, the green one. I can't remember the name exactly. And I sent it to her. She's like, no, you think it's pretty, Tammy? You're not going to use it. I didn't get it, but every time I see it, my heart skips a beat. It's so pretty. This one I do use, and I do like it. I need to use it more though. And then the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana. This one also, it ended up in my basket because of space issues, but also I don't reach for this one a lot. I get overwhelmed when I look at this one. But looks I have done with this one, they turned out nice. But I wouldn't be like, hey, go get that palette. No, I would not tell you to go get that palette. All right. Next. Sorry, I had to move you over a little bit. Next, we have the AB8 Sultry palette. Guys, I really, really, really wanted the normal size Sultry palette. I found it, and it's like $166, and I was like, I'm not paying that. Not gonna rip me off. I do have this one. I like it. It's ABH quality. I really wanted the full-size one because it has like the pink shade in it. This is very cool toned. I can end up looking muddy with this one as well. But the looks I have done with this one turned out nice. And it's like a hard packaging too, if you're wondering. We also have the Ciate palette in the shade Olive. I don't use this one a lot. And this one also ended up in my basket. But it's still part of my collection because I'm not getting rid of it. But I keep this one in the event that I want some greens. Then we have the Huda Nude Lights. I have the medium one in my carts, contemplating if I would use the medium one or not. This one I do like. We have the Ciate Brazilian Glow Face Palette. I won't use this on my face. The shadows are so small. Straight up for me, it's a very light. I mean, I swatched these yesterday. It's not enough for me to use it on my face, so it'll just be an eye palette. This says face and eyes, the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker palette. because there are 2 highlighters and then the rest are all bronzer. So these are 2 highlighters. These are all bronzers. I'm just using this straight up as an eyeshadow palette. I don't have much comment on that at the moment. Violet Voss, Berries and Cream Dreams. I really like the shimmers in this one. It's like that nice berry pink palettes. Very pretty. Like, I like that a lot. This is a face palette, my Smashbox Cali Contour palette. I've used this one a lot. My nail just went through something. I've used this one a lot, and it doesn't even look like it. But the only thing in here that I don't really use is this one right here. The rest I do. Then we have the Jouer Essential Matte and Shimmer eyeshadow palette. The only place that I'm aware of that you can get this right now is on Beautylish. And I do really like this one. It's like a nice, basic, neutral, everyday palette. And then the Glamlight Chocolate Martini. I really want to get the green one, but it's gone. You can't get it now. This is a fun one also to play with. I really like the shimmers and the mattes. Although there are 2 mattes that I have not touched. Okay, maybe 3. I haven't used this one yet. This middle one. Or this one right here. But I do like that one. All right. How many times can I say all right? Yeah, I did. After I did this video earlier, it was a complete fail and I deleted it. I went ahead and organized everything, so it's just easier for me and I better access. Okay, my number 1 eyeshadow palette. So my number 1 like eyeshadow formula, Natasha Denona, but my favorite like number 1 eyeshadow palette is the Makeup by Mariel. Oh my gosh. Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes. Can we still buy this? I know they did a restock, but was that it? This is my favorite palette. I do have dips in like so many of these shades. I don't know if you guys can tell or not. He needs to make this part of the permanent collection. If you're able to ever get this, I would recommend that. We have the ColourPop The Taupes palette. Almost all of these ColourPop palettes I would 100% recommend, but I'll tell you which ones I wouldn't recommend. Blush Crush. Yes, love it. I didn't say love it, but I like it. The Star Wars Mandalorian The Child. I would only recommend this one if you like this color story. Otherwise, I would leave it. It's nothing special. I mostly got it because it's related to Star Wars. Nude Mood. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Making Mauves. This used to be my favorite eyeshadow palette. Blush Baby. It's pretty. I wouldn't run out for this one. I prefer the Blush Crush over this one. But this is a nice palette. And then the Deja Brew. I wouldn't run out for this one. What does this one look like against the taupe palette? Well, you know what? I guess it depends. They're both kind of cool toned. If I had to choose one, I mean, because I do like the fact that this one has like a shade like that, because you don't have that in this palette. Ooh, I don't know. I would probably recommend this one unless you just like all cool tones. Then the Making, or the That's Taupe. I would recommend this one if you prefer straight up all cool tones. This one if you like cool tones but you want a little warmth. ColourPop has some really good quality. Going Coconuts. Does this one look like that Deja Brew one? Just out of curiosity. Ah, okay. So the Deja Brew looks more like the Going Coconuts palette. Between these two, I would choose the Going Coconuts one. They're both, I mean, they're all nice. You're like, and seeing these palettes, you can see the kind of color stories I do like. Okay, this is, I said the Making Mauves was my favorite ColourPop palette. Once upon a time ago it was, but my favorite of all ColourPop palettes I ever had, my sister Tiffany bought it for me, and then I replaced it because I needed to, is the Wild Nothing. This palette is so pretty. It's like peachy. It's got like a little mauve shade in here. There's like a hint of green. I've gotten really pretty looks out of this. I feel like I'm going to start coughing on my spit. Alright, a palette that I was like, I bought it because Sailor Moon. This is the second Sailor Moon launch they did. Color Story, I seen it and I was like, oh, it's so pretty, I can't wait. I'm having issues with this shade right here and this one. They do the same thing that the Beauty and the Beast one does, where there's like two shades in there. And I haven't heard anybody else talk about this, but I can't really go in those two shades without the shades falling apart. And when I get them on my finger and I go like this, you can see it all crumbling off my fingers. I'm not going to get rid of this because if I get rid of it, I might find a reason to buy another palette that has like these blue shades in here. And I am going to use this. But there's a few palettes out of like the newer palettes that I have that I realized there are shades like this one where it's, look at that. Why? So this shade does that, and same with that shade. I would not buy that one unless you like those colors. But yeah, I don't know what is up with that. Then we have the ColourPop 1111 palette. I think one shade does that in this one, and it's this one right here. Yeah, so I don't even want to put my finger in the one. Is it a cream? Is it like, what are these? This one feels like it's a cream. I'm just seeing if any other ones do that. No, it's just this one is doing the same thing. And I wish I knew what it was. It says pressed powder palette. It would be nice to know what that formula is because, yeah, this is a nice palette, by the way. But that's another one of the newer palettes where something's wrong with some of the shades. Then we have the Cloud 9 palette. This one also has shades that do that as well, I am pretty sure. So this one's not too bad, but this shade right here does it. This shade right here does it, but not as bad. I have to be very careful with it, light-hand it. And then this shade does it as well, but not as bad as this one. The formula feels different in these. Anyways, this is a really pretty palette. Very cool toned. Let me know, guys. I know it's not a coincidence. Coinky-dink. It's all of like the newer releases that I've bought from ColourPop that have shades in them, and I'm just like, what's wrong with them? Or is it a new formula? that I just missed? And why is nobody else mentioning it? Then we have the Fairy Well palette. Another nice palette. This one also, these two shades do that. And I pressed them back in. I feel like this one was trying to or starting to. And so I just decided just pat my finger in if I want to use color. I can't take my finger, and I'm definitely not going to take a brush and swirl it in these three shades because then it'll be a big mess. But this is a very pretty, cool toned, neutral-ish palette. And then the Beauty and the Beast. And this one, this shade does that weird thing. This one does it probably the worst. And this one does it a tiny bit. I really like the color story of this. Seeing this right here, these two shades. Okay, they're not the same, but I was thinking these might be similar, but they're not. But yeah, a nice color story. But yeah, this shade and this shade do that weird thing. Or sorry, these two shades and this shade do that weird thing. And I think this one right here might do it as well, but not as bad. So yeah, there's that. Then we have the Kylie the Mauves palette. I really like this one. Look at that. Like pinky mauve. I would recommend this one if you can put aside that who it's from. Beautiful color story. I really like it. And then the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, the neutrals. They should have just called this, not instead of neutrals, call it natural. Because I feel like this is cool toned. Like you have cool toned, warm toned, and then neutral. I don't think I would consider these neutral shades at all. I would consider this straight up cool toned. This is a good one to have. You could probably find a cheaper all matte natural or cool tone palette that's all mattes that you could use to go with your other palettes. So no, I wouldn't say run out and get that one. Then we have three of these Sephora palettes. We have Sephora Precious Gemstones in Pirate. Nope. Pearl. It's a easy everyday cool tone palette. And yes, I like the quality of these. Then another Sephora Precious Gemstones in the shade. This one's the one in Pirate. Again, everyday palette, but this one's warm toned. And easy to use. Then we have a Sephora Destinations palette in Off the Grid. And again, this one is, I'd say this one's warm toned. A little, these shades here are more on the neutral leaning side. And again, easy to use, and I like the quality. We then have the Wet n Wild Always Blushing palette. I would recommend, okay, if you like this story, I would get this one. But warning, don't use that. That's that crappy glitter. But if I was to really recommend one, it would be the Wet n Wild Always Naked palettes. This is a great drugstore palette. Again, don't use that crappy glitter. But this is good for everyday makeup wear. Then we have the ColourPop of Quartz palette. And this looks like this. This shadow here looks like the ones I've been having problems. Yep. Well, slightly, but not as much. If you're careful with this one, you should be good. What's up?
Not much. My hair looking good.
Yes. Did you curl it?
Nope.
Yeah, actually it looks really nice. Looks like you curled it. You want to go in there? And then we have the 3 Morphe palettes. We have Gold Seeker, Going Platinum.
Hey, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we could go to the beach this summer?
Possibly. And then Rose to Fame. I have used this one and I do like this one. The other 2 I haven't used yet. So far, though, I do like that one. Would I recommend you buy them? I haven't used it enough to say yes to that. All right, the last, let me see, the last bits. Holy crap. We have Violet Voss Cool Vibes. I really like this palette. It's very cool tone. You can go smoky or you can go light. All right, which order? We have, okay, 2 of my favorite, these are my 2 favorite colorful eyeshadow palettes. We have Glam Light Scooby-Doo Rutro palette. I do have looks somewhere on my channel using this. And this is just a fun, colorful palette. And again, you don't have to use the mattes in here. Like, you could bring in neutral colors and then use the shimmers. Like, you could always bring in another palette to use with this. I would recommend, if you want a nice, vibrant, colorful palette that's blue, green, purple, I recommend the Scooby-Doo palettes from Glam Light. The other one is Creeps and Crawls. Looks like this. And this one's more purple, blue. And these are even fun to combine together. Very fun to play with. Again, I have looks using both of these. And yeah, you can always bring in neutral colors too. The Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. This one was in my basket, but now that I have space now, it's back in here. Nothing wrong with this one. I need to use this one again. I like the mattes, but I believe the shimmers on that one and that palette creases on me. There's a palette missing. Where did I put it? I don't know. Hey, you know what? Yeah, where did I put that? I'll find it. Odin's Eye, the Planet Spirit palette. I've only used this one twice. I'm not wowed by the Odin's Eye stuff. Is it pretty, sparkly, colorful? Sure. But after using them a few times, I don't think I would be like, oh, go get this from Odin's Eye. I do still want to do a look though with these colors right here. I've done a look where I've used these 4 shades. And I believe these 2, but I haven't used these 4 yet. The ABH Cosmos palette, I do like this one. I wouldn't say go buy this one though. But it is a nice palette. The ABH Nouveau palette, I would recommend this one. I like this one more than the Cosmo one. I didn't think I did, but I do. And then I would definitely recommend this one. This is my favorite soft glam out of the ABH palettes. It's powdery, but it's soft, pretty, everyday looks with this palette. That's my favorite ABH palette. And then that mini one is my second one. We have the Nicole Miller New York Classy Nudes palette, mattes and shimmers. I got this randomly from Winners. It made me think of like a Huda palette or something. It's nice. I wouldn't go out and buy it though. Then we have the Natasha Denona Retro Glam, the mini size one. I would only recommend this one if you like this color story. If you can't see yourself using most of these colors, I would not buy it. But is it good quality? Yes. All of her palettes are good quality. But you gotta really put thought into the color stories before purchasing. The Glam palette, if you like cool tones, I would recommend this one. But you could also get a cool tone palette from ColourPop. Let's see. We have the Retro Glam palette. This one I like. I regret buying this one though. Mostly because there's only a select few shades in here that I do like using. Which is pretty much this one, this one, this one, that one. I do like that one. But then like the rest, not really. They're pretty, but just I feel like these tones don't look good on me. It's cool tone. I like cool tone shadows. But these are like cool tone greens and stuff, and I feel like they just don't suit my skin tone. Then we have the Sunrise palette. I think this is probably the most colorful Natasha Denona palette I have. This one I do like. I got this one because you got like some nice light colors here. And then I'm a fan of yellows. So like there's these two yellows here. I like the burgundy. And there's like this one purple shade in here. But yeah. The back of this one feels different than this one feels like rubber. Not rubber, but kinda. The I Need a Nude palette. If your go-to is everyday, like nude color, I would go with this one. This is what I would consider a neutral palette. It's not warm, it's not cool. Like it has warm tones and cool tones. So this one I would consider neutral leaning and very pretty. I would recommend this one as well. The bronze palette, I could have done without this one because I have like the mini one, but this one has so many pretty shimmers. And I know when you're looking at it, they all look the same, but they're not. They're different. I do wish it didn't have this color in here and instead have like a brown or a skin tone color instead. Because I do with this palette, and actually some of the palettes of hers, I do have to go into another palette to get a transition shade, because even this one is too dark to start off for me, unless I want to do a smoky look. And then the last one of hers is my Dream palette. So this one's also nice. This is like a mix of like retro and I don't know. I don't like this shade. It's pretty, but I don't like it. This palette could have done without that. And again, a skin tone color. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend that one. I don't know. All right, we're almost done, folks. So next we have the Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge palette. If you like cool tones and you like cool tone purples and cool tone like basic shadows, I would go for this palette if you're still able to get it. It's a fun one to play with. The Rose Quartz. This is also cool tone and pretty. I would only buy this one though if you're into like the pinky purples. Otherwise, I would pass on it. It is a pretty palette though. But unless you're into those colors, I would pass on that one. And then the new Nudes palette. This one, I wish they got those two out of here and put something else. Again, this is a very nice palette. Unless you're into like those pinky mauves, I wouldn't buy it. But if you like the pinky mauve shades, I would get this one. I believe there's 2 palettes left. The Odin's Eye Snow Dream palette. Yeah, after using this palette and then the other one that I have, the smaller one, I've come to the conclusion I'm not going to order any Odin's Eye. They're pretty. The quality is not bad, but it's just not... It's not enough for me to, like, pay the price to have them shipped to Canada and the conversion fee and stuff. So I'll just be happy with the 2 that I have. So yeah, I can't say, oh yeah, go check out Odin's Eye. Not from me, you won't. Not now. Not since I've had more time to play with them. We also have the Pat McGrath Mothership Bijou Brilliance Starstruck Splendor. I talked about this one. It was a space issue plus, I don't know, it's not my favorite. Although this blush right here, I really, really, really like. But, I don't know. It didn't blow me away. I have other palettes I like better. So this is also a regret. And that, my friends, is the end of my makeup collection. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing else stashed away that I can think of off the top of my head. So, if there's anything that you see me show you in either part 1 or part 2 of this that you would like to see me use, just tell me in the comments on either video. Like, hey, Tammy, can you do a look using whatever? It could be a blush or a bronzer or an eyeshadow or mascara, a lip product, you know. Let me know down in the comments below. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. If you don't want to, hang around anyways, because I do tend to post daily, at least 1 video a day. My migraines, I have to have like a really bad migraine where I can't sit up for me to not post, or there's gotta be like something going on personally for me to not post. Otherwise, I do post daily get ready with me's and then like random other videos. So I thank you all for watching, and yeah, have a good one. Bye.